So I actually was thinking about this. Recently, America just had the World Cup here, right? And obviously, we had a lot of international people here to see the soccer tournament or the football tournament. And while they were here, they sight saw, they stayed at our hotels, but they also went out to eat, right? And quickly, waiters and waitresses, as well as restaurant owners, realized that a lot of the international guests do not tip, which brings up the question, should we really even have jobs where their salary or their wages is heavily depending on tips, right? That was actually the argument that a lot of the people that traveled here or a lot of international guests said. They said, well, we don't tip where we're from because we pay our people livable wages. And as we know, people in the service industry, like restaurateurs or waiters, waitresses, um, people that do valet service, things like that, they heavily rely on tips, right? So I started thinking to myself, obviously I do tip, but what are some of the things that I should tip for or we do normally tip for and some of the things that we don't? So I'm going to go through those and let me know if you guys agree with them, okay? DoorDash, okay? So, DoorDash, I do tip only though if it's bad weather, it is a big order, and that's pretty much it. I say this also if you do live in like a 3-story building or something with a lot of stairs, you should also just tip, just because that is cumbersome, right? I don't really think we should tip DoorDash if it's a small order or if the restaurant or the store is up the street. That's just, to me, not worthy of a tip. Moving on, buffets. Buffets, I don't think you should tip. If I have to go up there and get my food and grab a plate and go through the meals or go through what's there and put the food on my plate and also even grab my drinks, then I don't think I should tip. Now, if it's something like a Korean grill where they bring out your meats and they help you, kind of figure out how to order and they bring out your alcohol and soda and stuff, that's a little bit more work. Then yeah, that is definitely tippable. But I don't really know that many kind of buffets are like that besides like Korean style. So buffets, I don't really feel like I need a tip. Restaurants. Now, restaurants in general, I feel like just need tips, okay? So to me, restaurants get a tip regardless, but it just depends on how much of a tip. If you do great service and you do what you're supposed to do, that's between a 20 and a 25% tip. And if it's just basic average, it's just a 10%. And honestly, if it's horrible, you're not really going to get a tip. If it's bad service, you don't deserve a tip. I mean, at least that's my way of thinking, or it's going to be very, very low. So, the one thing I do am kind of on the fence about is like Uber. I don't know if Uber really should you tip your Uber driver because if they're driving crazy, like crazy taxi or something like that, I don't think you really should be tipping them. I mean, honestly, if I'm in an Uber, I don't really want my driver talking to me. So I don't think I should. I don't know. I just want to get from point A to point B safe. If they can do that for me, that's great. But I don't know if it's tip worthy. That's just what you're supposed to do. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. Now, barbers, hairstylists, things like that, ladies, if you get your nails done, those are industries where you pay them pretty okay, but you also do tip them if they do a great job. Now, do you just tip them regardless, or do you tip them only if they go above and beyond? I usually only tip them if they go above and beyond for those fields. Let me know what you think. So during this whole thing, when I was thinking of, why we tip, what jobs we tip for, I just kind of wanted to know where tipping came from, right? So I went online, I looked it up, And apparently, tipping originated in the Tudor era. It was a way that feudal lords would basically aristocrats would hand out tips or extra money to servants and service workers. This later translated over to America after the Civil War for Black Americans. Basically, restaurants and service industry type jobs would hire newly freed Black Americans and pay them zero or just wouldn't pay them at all and just have them rely on tips. So keep in mind that's where tipping came from. Okay, so that's the history of it. At least that's what a quick search. Okay, so but anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys tip? How much do you tip? Are there certain jobs? Are there certain industries or services that you don't tip for at all? Are there certain industries or services that you definitely do tip? If you work in any of these industries, let me know in the comments. And do you guys want things to change? Would you guys want to live on a base wage salary, or are you guys fine with this tip industry? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Peace.